Buddy, this is Do You Know Hearthstone? The idea of the show is I take Hearthstone cards and I slightly change things about them. This could be the mana cost, the stats, the text, the emblem in the back, the gem, the art. Virtually anything on a Hearthstone card can be changed. There's also two other sections, which I will describe when we get to them. It's the sound and the pitch one. You probably know what that is. Do you want to just take a moment to describe who you are so people know who are they watching?
I'm Bunny. Short. I play for Team Liquid. I've been competing in Hearthstone since 2016. I'm mostly a competitive player, but I also stream. Like, I try to stream 5 times a week. Made it to Worlds, made it to 3rd place there, won championship and stuff like that. So I've done my fair share of Hearthstone competing.
Yes. So you are a very, very good player. You're also, I'm just gonna say this because I think it's true. You're also a doctor. I believe you got your doctorate recently, like in the last couple of years. So. So I assume you are a very smart guy and this will be an absolute cakewalk for you. So I'm very excited to see how well you do. But we're going to start with the sound. Okay. So for the sound section, I'm going to give you 1 play sound and 1 attack sound. Both of these are from standard, so you don't have to think, oh, sorry, this one, that's actually not true. One of them is from standard, which I will let you know, and the other one is from a recent expansion, not like one of the older ones, because the older ones seem to be really, really far back and it's super hard. So don't worry about that. I will also give you 2 hints if you need them, if you can't figure out the sound, and I will also let you know which one is the attack sound and which one is the play sound.
I'll probably need my hints, but yeah.
Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, we'll start with the play sound first. Okay, so I'm gonna send that to you in Discord, and I will also let you know that this card is in standard.
Oh my god. I mean, like, I played this card. Is this Firemancer Flurgle?
No, it is not Firemancer Flurgle, no.
Wait, yeah, it doesn't really sound like a Murloc. I'm like playing this over and over, because like, I know for sure that I've played this card like tons of times, and I feel like I should know this.
Do you want the hints?
Yeah, I'll take my first hint.
Sure. It is a hunter card.
I mean, that's a good hint because I didn't have any of them like on my radar at all. Could be, I guess, a Naga, and the only Naga that I really consider is the 2-mana 2/3 that deals damage according to the spells you do. It's the only thing that comes to my mind. I should be able to get this, but I don't think I'm getting it at all.
All right, no worries, no worries. This is the Rat King.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, like, I've probably played this card more in Rogue than I've played this in Hunter.
That's probably true. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next sound. This one is an attack sound. Okay, so this is when you like actually attack with the minion. And I will give you 1 hint off the bat. So this card is not in standard. This card is from the year that Ashes of Outlands, Skullman's Academy, and Dark Moon Fair came out.
Feeling dizzy?
Feeling dizzy? I actually play with sound, and I'm like such a role player for the sound. Like I'll actually like say the sound of certain cards that I think are funny on stream a lot, and I've heard this a million times. Sounds like a card that would like do something to another minion, like swap their stats, put them to sleep or something like this. But I've heard this a million times, but I don't know where it's from.
Okay,
I'll take a hint.
Okay, this card was nerfed, and this was a dual class card. I'll say a dual class legendary.
A dual class legendary that got nerfed. That should actually already solve it. Wait, is it Jandis? Well, it has to be Jandis, right? Because he makes an illusion, and there's like mirrors, so people might feel dizzy. I'm guessing Jandis.
Yeah, you are correct. It is Jandis. Yeah. Yeah. So the idea here that normally when this card is played, you wouldn't actually hear the attack sound because she would probably die because she's obviously has 1 life. So I kind of went for one that was really popular, but at the same time, you may have not heard that attack sound, but yes, you are correct. Okay, so then we're gonna go on to the art section. So this is gonna be a small portion of the art that I have expanded, and you basically just have to tell me what card it is from. And I have tried to do this in a way that it gets progressively harder. So the first art should be the easiest, and then the third art is the hardest.
I'm ready to completely fail.
Again, I say this to everyone, but this seems to be the hardest section for like almost every single player. So let's see how well you do. All right, there's the first one.
Is this Sired and Athreus?
Yeah, look at that. First, hell yeah, dude. First one. Yeah, so you can see in the corner of his art, there's the guy like raising his cup, and that's exactly what it is. So this is the second art.
So complete fail averted.
You did get one.
And this is also standard, you said, right?
Yeah, all of them are standard. And if you do need 2 hints for these, I can give it to you.
I'm wondering if I can narrow this down a little bit first. just like rather than guessing outright. I mean, it's like, I don't know what kind of minions all have these claws, but I guess there's like obviously tons of them in the game. I feel like also I've seen this card. This is a playable card, right?
This one was playable. Yeah. Well, arguably it's still like obviously. Okay, I have to actually make sure I make this very clear because I had this problem with Gallon. This card did see play in competitive.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to picture the rest of the card, but I'm one of these people that actually can't picture things in front of my eyes. You know, people can like close your eyes and see an apple. I can't do that. So
really?
I'm totally failing here. I'll take a hint.
Yeah, sure. So this is a Demon Hunter Legendary.
Demon Hunter Legendary. I can't even think of the names right now. What's the one that... I don't think it's not even that. The one that says drown all the time. Oh, it's Blackthorn. It's the 7 mana 3/6, right?
It is Blackthorn. Yes, it is. Yeah. I took the one portion of his art where it's actually like purplish, and I was just gonna see if I could trick you. But yeah, it is Deathspeaker Blackthorn. Okay, on to the last art here. I am gonna be absolutely baffled if you get the name of this card, but here we go.
I mean, so this is definitely this looks 100% like a Baron's card, unless it's like very hard to bait. She's looking up to something, so the creature that she's looking up to is probably taller. I'm even guessing that like seeing the background, it's probably some kind of Kodo. Like I feel like this should be a minion, but I was thinking what good is I play so little Hunter. I'm realizing this now. Yeah, I'll take a second hint if there's one.
This card was unplayable. Like it was looked at and laughed at, and then never saw play.
Most Hunter cards, people get excited and then they find out that they're in Hunter, and then they still don't. I like the worst card in Hunter is obviously like Rats of Extraordinary Size, but that's not it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get up on this one.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna be very surprised if you actually ended up getting it because this card was unplayable. This was Prospector's Caravan.
Yeah, okay, sure. She's not actually looking up to anywhere. I was just like, that's just her sitting there looking like. Why is she looking up? She's already sitting up. What? Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one's hard as hell. I even put like the person in the frame just to see if you could remember the face. But yeah, I guarantee you probably have never played this card, so it's definitely one of the harder ones.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now we're on to the cards. So just a reminder, anything on a card can be changed, and I'm confidently saying, unless I made a mistake, that each card only has one thing wrong with it, or there's nothing wrong with it. There's not multiple things wrong with it. What about this card?
Resurrect. No, it says your friendly imps or all friendly imps. It doesn't say for friendly imps.
Was that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
All right, I can tell you right now that is actually not the problem with the card.
Wait, it actually says resurrect 4 friendly imps.
Yes.
I mean, it also says also give them +2/+2 instead of whatever the text, like it specifies that I think it specifies also somewhere in the sentence as well. It actually is 4 imps. Oh, I haven't played any imp block yet. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's definitely 6 mana 6/6. I think it's called Imp King Reform. I'm guessing that, like, I haven't checked the logo, but I'm guessing that the logo is correct because, I mean, it's obviously a legendary. And the battle cry is that it does trigger imp, and I think you have to infuse 5 and gives them. But I think there's something wrong about the wording where it says, like, also, in addition to the text at the bottom. Final answer.
Okay, so the card text is actually correct. The problem with this card is that the art is wrong. This is the art for the infused version, and I think that's where your confusion's actually happening here. Is that this is the pre-infused version with the infused art, where the text would be different if the card was infused.
Okay, yeah. I just thought it was like it resurrected all the imps. I didn't actually know it resurrected 4 imps.
Okay. Also, I kind of feel bad for you because this is the you're the first person to use Castle Nathir cards, and the expansion hasn't been out for too long. So I didn't take a lot of cards from the set, but this one was extremely popular, so I figured it was fair. All right. What about this card?
Trigger a friendly minion's death battle. Wait, did they actually say location at the bottom? I mean, it costs 3 mana. I'm guessing the druid is border because I actually can't identify. Is this a druid color?
I will say it's a druid color. It is.
Okay.
It might just look weird because the custom.
Yeah, I think... I don't think locations say location at the bottom. But... Alright, that'll be my final answer, because I think the rest is correct, yeah.
You are correct. It does not say location at the bottom. I actually like photoshopped that on, so it kind of looks a little sketch as well. Like it doesn't look like it should be on the card, but I was hoping maybe like that would just slide, because I'm pretty sure like spells actually say spells on the card at the bottom of it. But yeah, you were entirely correct. All right, what about this card?
I really thought this was a paladin card. I'm just wondering if it's like maybe not a paladin card that has only been playable in paladin, or only ever been considered in paladin. That's why I'm getting it mixed up. But I think it's a 3-mana 1/5, and it does read. Like the name, if it's wrong, I'm completely lost. After you cast a spell on this minion, it gains +2 attack. That is also correct, but I couldn't tell you. Stormwind Avenger sounds correct. I'm gonna say it's wrong, and I'm gonna guess that it's a paladin card. And if that's not it, then I'm gonna guess that the rarity is a rare.
So it actually is a paladin card. So you did get it right. I didn't know this card existed until yesterday when I randomly discovered it. So I was hoping that this card was just so unplayable that you wouldn't even knew it existed, because I didn't know it existed until yesterday.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely unplayable, but I thought of what you could do with it. But yeah.
Okay. What about this card?
Shoulder check. Yeah, that's actually what it's called, because you discover it a lot. It's definitely tradable. I mean, it's missing the tradable symbol for starters, and give a minion +2/+1 and rush. I mean, yeah, it's already missing the tradable symbol, so let's go with that.
Yeah, you're correct. It's just, it doesn't have the tradable thing. I thought I was gonna try to sneak that past you just to see if you wouldn't notice it, but yeah, you're correct. All right, what about this one?
Seafloor Savior. Yeah, that's actually what it's called. It's a 2-mana 2/2. Pretty sure it's a common. Battlecry. Dredge give this minion's attack and health, and it's a mech. That is what it does. Well, at first, I think it specified that if it's a minion, give this minion's attack and health, because I mean you couldn't add it to spells, but I just think it specifies it on the card. That's my final answer.
Yeah, you're correct. It does specify that if it's a minion, you can give it its stat. Oh my god, I thought I almost had you there for a second, because you're like, oh, that's what the card does. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like go through these like cards like checklist wise. I'm like mentally going through like cost, what the card does, what the name does, what I know about the rarity, what I can recall, and then I'm trying to work backwards from like what hidden information I might have forgotten about. Yeah,
well, it seems to be working out, because I believe you've gotten every single one except for the first one. What about this one?
Okay, this one, 7-mana 5/6. That is a Naga. I'm pretty sure it's a rare, because you do discover it from Amalgam. That's the good thing about having so many decks where you discover a lot. You get to see all the cards. And it does say it's a taunt, and it Battlecry summons a 5/6 with rush. If you have a weapon equipped, summon a copy of this minion with rush. No, it's not a copy of this, it's a 5/6, because the rush minion doesn't have taunt. And if it would be a copy, it would be a taunt rush minion, which it's not. So I think that part's wrong.
Yeah, you're correct. It's not a copy of it, it just summons a different Naga with rush. Dude, you're killing it, this is awesome. All right, what about this card?
Kolak Shell, taunt, death rattle, gain 8 armor. The art's correct, because the second part of Kolak, it's a beast, is this a 5-drop? What?
Is it?
Okay, I mean, alright, let's think about this realistically. Honestly, I've never paid I might have actually paid the mana for the shell, because I might have shadow stepped it. But usually you want to shadow step the initial body. Would they give this 5 mana? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this one's correct.
So this one's actually not correct, and the mana cost is 5, but the generated colossal parts, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, it doesn't have a rarity gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Of course. You got me. I realized that when you started talking is the generated. I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was hoping when I was making this card, I was like, there's no way he knows it's 5 mana. Like, there's no one knows that. So you're gonna be so fixated on the 5 mana part, you're gonna completely forget about the gem. Okay, what about this one?
That's a fun part if you play Rogue. You like actually get these cards in your back in your hand and you get to play them again.
Yeah.
But I mean, wait, this cover is 0-cost minion? I'm pretty sure it started with 1. And summon it. Upgrade for each overload card you've played this game. It's a nature spell. It's called Charge Call. The art's correct. The mana's correct. It's a shaman card. I think it starts with a 1-cost card for sure.
Yeah, you are correct. It does start with 1. It does, yeah. I think if I remember correctly, was it SI Smuggler? They nerfed it to start with 0 rather than 1. So I was hoping that maybe that would kind of trick your mind a little bit, but yeah, you were correct. This one, I've never done this before, so I'm gonna see how well you can do on this. What about this one?
My face just went to like what? The one part of Hearthstone I have never paid any attention to whatsoever. I have to honestly say I had no clue. I'm guessing it doesn't say hero power final answer.
It actually does say hero power. This card, this is wrong because hero power is actually bolded. That's the only difference.
I've honestly no idea. It's just a guess and then yeah.
Yeah, so my logic was here. It was like when Demon Hunter came out, I think all of us knew what the hero power did. So we've never actually looked at the hero power. Like it's like you can look at the image and go, I know what that is. So I don't think you've ever really hovered over it. You just kind of tap it immediately. I was going to see if you actually knew if hero power was bolded, but yeah, you were correct. All right, sorry, you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. I had no idea, but I knew that the second you showed me this thing, I was like, whatever.
Okay, I believe this is your last Castle Nathria card. So what about this one?
Yeah, this card's surely playable. It is a Demon Hunter legendary. It's an 8 mana 8/8. It does discover a relic. I'm just thinking about would it have to state that it discovers and casts a relic? Infuse 5 seems somewhat reasonable for this effect. Artificer Zymox. I think that is actually what it's called. I don't think I can find anything wrong with this, so I'm just gonna guess it's correct.
Okay, so this card is actually wrong. The problem with this card is the very last sentence. So if you infuse 5, it says cast all 3 relics. That would mean that not only would you discover and cast the relic, you would cast all 3 relics after. It's supposed to say cast all 3 instead.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
That was the wording difference there. Okay, what about this one?
That's the symbol of our Masters Group preparation tour. Is the Discord image is this card, or the art of this card.
Why?
Interesting, but yet completely unrelated fact. Cost 1 less for each friendly minion with a unique minion type. I mean, that's exactly what it does. I was wondering if there's supposed to be like anything bold with it. It's called the 10th Thresher, yeah. I'm gonna guess again that this one is correct because I can't find what's wrong with it.
Yeah, so this one's actually real. This is a real card. The text is a little interesting because I think it's one of the only cards in the game that has with unique minion type. I can't think of another one that actually has that specific wording. So I was gonna see if you remembered if that's actually how it was worded. So yeah, correct.
That one I did remember that it did say unique because that is different from what it was before. That's why I did recall this, but the bolding or whatever else I couldn't figure out. So
okay, all right, so you may have noticed that 10th Thrasher was a different card in the sense that it's no longer in standard. So every single card past this is not in standard.
Okay.
Okay, what about this card?
Hidden Wisdom. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, draw 3 cards. A secret like that did exist. It's interesting that 3 is once spelled out and once it's not spelled out, even though it does nothing to the card. Like, you could easily spell out 3 there and you wouldn't change the formatting of the card whatsoever. It does seem correct because this card's been played. It's obviously like a Paladin secret. So I'm gonna just say that the number here on the card is incorrect.
Sorry, the 3 is incorrect? Like the actual number 3? Yeah, you are correct. It actually draws 2 cards. So yeah, that's the main difference. They have to, I guess they wrote the wording and then the actual number just to distinguish between the 2. Yeah, you're correct. What about this card?
I mean, this card's for sure not real. I haven't even read what it does. I just looked at the name and the art, and I've never seen this art. So let me see. Honorable kill, restore this minion to full health. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's a cool card. I kind of like it. It obviously never see any play in Constructed. Might see some play in Arena, but for sure this card isn't real.
Yeah, this card isn't real. Yeah, again, I just want you to know, when I was making your cards, I spent the longest time looking at these custom cards to try to find cards that looked believable. But it's so hard because the artwork gives it away so fast. But yeah, you're right. The effect probably wouldn't see play in standard. The Arena is fine. But I am surprised they didn't actually make an effect like this for Alterac Valley. It seems like it would have been pretty good. Okay, what about this card?
Clockwork Automaton. Yeah, this is a 5 mana 4/4 that doubles the damage of your hero power. So the way I'm doing this, I'm looking at the card, at the art first, and then when I see the art, I'm trying to like create the, like think about what the card does, and then I try to read the stuff afterwards. I'm not 100% sure if this was actually a mech, but this was a 5 mana 4/4. I think it also doubles the healing. Does it say the damage off? I think it should specify double the damage and or healing. I don't know how that's... Like, I think... I'm gonna say this is my final answer, that this card is actually called Clockwork Automaton, but it also does it on your healing.
Yeah, you are correct. It does double the healing of your hero power as well. The thought process I had was, I think this card was only used in like Hunter because you would go for some fancy combo. But I don't think I've ever seen it actually used just specifically for the healing unless it was randomly generated. So that's the idea I had there. This is the very last card. Now this one might be a little tricky, okay? I'm just gonna warn you now. You might have to think really hard on this one.
Advanced card. Taunt. 6 mana 6/5. Taunt. Battlecry, summon a caravan from your hand. This is the only thing that was needed to make the caravans playable. Opium. I mean, the card is obviously not Trio, and it would obviously never see play.
Yeah, so
because caravans are so bad.
See, at least this artwork kind of looks like it would be in Hearthstone, so it's like maybe he would think about it, but I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The caravans were so bad, and even if this card was in the game, it probably wouldn't see any play. They were just atrocious design. You did really well. I think for majority of these, you did really, really well. Sniffed out a lot of them. I think a lot of people would have got them wrong on. I think I got you tricked up on a couple of them that were just really niche things. But yeah, dude, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. Again, there's no points to this, but I will say that from all the ones I've done, you did pretty well.
Yeah, I had a blast.